Excuse me. Welcome everybody. We are back here on a Wednesday. Let's see if we can go live here on Instagram. Yes, there we are. It should be coming in just a second. So hi everybody. Welcome back to our wonderful Wednesday chat. Hi Julia, you are here right on time today. That is fabulous. Let me quick jump over here. Turn on down my volume just in case. Okay, we're on Instagram. We are good. I can see comments there. Everything else. Yeah, I'm so excited. Hi, everybody. It is great to have you here today. Hi, Ashley. Hi, Denise. Hi, Cara. Okay, so I'm just going to say we are trying again something new here. Our guest was able to join into the StreamYard and link to their, I think we're on YouTube for them. And so those comments are now coming up, but they come up like a little bit differently. So this is so exciting. I love trying things new, especially when they work. And so far they're working. Hi, Cindy. Great to have you here today. Hi, Brandy over there on Instagram. Again, if you're on Instagram and you're saying hi, please put your name in there because Instagram handles really don't match up with names, and that's okay. But then I can at least say hi to you and use your name. Thanks, Cara. This is the Bellini pullover, I think, or it's the Bellini top or something, by Marley Bird. We'll put a link in for it. This is what it looks like. It's using our Hawthorne fingering. And so we love it so much. So you can go ahead and check it out. It's a pattern from Marley Bird, but we'll put the links in there. Hi, Charity. Great to have you and Karen. Hi. Before we forget, I want to remind you that we've got the very last chance here coming up for our Memorial Day stacked promotion. So you can get different percentages off based off of what you're spending. If you are going to our website, you'll be able to see that as like the first picture there. And then you can click through there and start shopping using that coupon code and everything else. So it'll be really great. Perfect time to shop. Yeah, so that's kind of like the house cleaning I want to make sure everybody knows about and things like that. And we're going to jump in. We have a wonderful guest with us today. I love getting to bring new people in. Hi, Renee. It's great to have you. Thanks for putting your name over there on Instagram. We have a wonderful guest today to talk about something really cool that we wanted to make sure that we were sharing with all of you about different things in the industry and what you can do with your love of crochet and crafting. So let me bring in our guest. Hold on.
Hi.
We have the wonderful Ashley today. Hi, Ashley.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks so much for joining us. So for those of you who don't know, Ashley is the designer, the maker, the creative, the brains, the minds behind the brand A Crafty Concept. So you may have seen her all around out there in the interwebs. I don't even know what to call it anymore, on social medias and everything else. We're going to put a link into her website so that you can go ahead and check out everything about her, all of her social media. You can follow along there and everything else. But we're going to just start chatting here today a little bit about A Crafty Concept, how you got into the crochet industry, and then we're going to take it a little bit further, what we're really here to talk about for today. So why don't you share with us how you got started in your business?
Absolutely. So I got started like most crocheters, making things for friends and family. Also, like most crocheters, my mama taught me how to crochet when I was like 10 years old. And it just very cliche up until like my whole start, I guess. And then I opened my business in 2012, trying to sell finished pieces. But I didn't open my Etsy shop until 2016. And that's when I kind of started taking things seriously. So I guess my business started in 2016. From 2012 to 2016 was pretty chaotic trying to build it on my own. But after I opened my Etsy shop, things got a little bit easier. And I started selling finished pieces that I was designing myself. I didn't realize not everybody did that. I thought everybody could just make what they wanted from their head. I didn't realize that designer was a whole thing. Like I was very surprised to even find that out. And then the messy bun phase went crazy in winter of 2017. And my shop went viral, the pattern and the finished piece. So I was shipping out like 30 packages per week of my designed Claire Bun beanie. And I had 9 women across America crocheting Claire Bun beanies and mailing them to my house. And then me and my husband would stay up till 2 a.m. sewing on the product tags and then shipping them out to all the customers. And my turnaround time was,
I'm
go
glad
ahead.
to hear you had 9 women helping you, because making like 30 hats
Oh.
in a week is crazy.
Yeah. The timing was perfect because my pattern had been out for 6 months already. So there was
Okay.
people who were already familiar with my pattern. So they just started, we had to go through a little bit of, not quality control, but like making their crochet look like my crochet, not because mine is better, but because that's what the customer was ordering.
Right.
That's it. And, but after that, it was pretty quick.
That's
Getting
good.
them and packaging them and sending them out. Got really close with my mailman. His name was Tim. When we moved from that house, my mailman, it was the last day that I was going to be seeing him at that house. I was like, today's our last day. We're moving. He was like, okay. I was like, you won't be my mailman anymore. I was like tearing up.
And he was like, thank goodness I don't have to carry 30 packages every day.
Know, probably. Because he and I would just sit out there. I would hand them and he would scan them and we would just do one at a time. It was because I was too paranoid to do the whole packing sheet thing that Etsy lets you do. We had to do it one at a time. I didn't feel comfortable doing it in like bulk.
I totally understand.
And then I asked him about my new mailman, and then they know each other, and I see him out in town sometimes, and I'm like, hey, Tim. He was a very integral part of a Crafty concept. He just didn't know it. He was
That's amazing.
A valued team member.
Yes.
And then after everything slowed down from going viral, which it was probably like a year of consistent Claire Bun beanie sales. It was crazy. But then after that, in 2019, I decided to shift from pattern designer to like business strategist. And I built my course, Crochet Boss Academy, and I launched it on January of 2020. So you can imagine March 2020 was when the world fell apart. It was literally the worst timing, but it all worked out. And that's where I focus my energies now, is educating other crocheters how to sell their finished pieces specifically. And then I still do pattern design as much as I can. Not as much as I'd like to, but as much as I can.
Right. And so that's what we're here to talk about today, is the Crochet Boss Academy, because it is a doors open, doors closed type of course. So you get a lot of hands-on activity and training from Ashley herself and in a special group. But so that means that there is a limited window of when you can sign up to when it closes until the next year when it opens up again. So we wanted to make sure that we were right here in this window of opening and closing. And I think, if I remember correctly, we're at the very end of the window. Is that right?
Yes. We have until the 31st. Is that Friday?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yes. So you guys, you're going to hear a lot of great things today. You're going to hear a lot of information. My biggest suggestion is go sign up for Ashley's newsletter, because you'll be able to get information there. Follow her on social medias. And, you know, I'm saying this without really asking, but I feel like I know her enough to say, if you have questions, send her a message. She will answer you. She will take care of you. She will get your questions answered so you can make that choice to go ahead and purchase the course before the doors close. Because if you don't get it by the 31st, it's a whole year, correct? Until they would open the doors open again.
I think this might be the last year we're doing it like this. So it might not ever be like this again. Next year, it'll be very different. So if like the Facebook group experience and all the things that's happening, I think I'm going to turn it into an evergreen thing. So it's going to be a lot more hands off. So this would be the last year that I'm like in the mix with them.
So that's even more of a reason to grab it now, because you'll have full access to Ashley for all of your questions along the way. So, okay, so let's take a step back. So Crochet Boss Academy was born, and let's tell people who this is for and who it's not necessarily for, because this is a very targeted course, lesson, and everything else. It's not just for the maker. It's not going to teach you how to crochet or how to do things. So go ahead and tell us who this is for, who is going to get the most benefit from it.
Perfect. So Crochet Boss Academy is designed for crocheters who want to start or grow a business selling finished pieces. So it's not for people who want to sell PDF patterns. I don't teach anything design, anything like marketing digital products, listing digital products. I don't talk about digital products at all. It is fully 100% crocheters who sell finished pieces. And I go through, it's a marketing course technically, and there's 6 modules Module 1, we find their ideal customer. My ideal customer is crocheters who sell finished pieces. So we'll find theirs first. Then we will build their brand, all of the visual components, the look, the tone, the feel. We'll do the whole brand situation in module 2. 3 and 4, we build amazing optimized Etsy shops that will streamline your business. Like from when I went from 2012 to 2016, it was like night and day. It would streamline your business, but it will also open up doors to unbelievable amounts of experiences, because my shop wouldn't have went viral if I wasn't on Etsy. My shop went viral with the Clear Bun beanies because a big Facebook group person shared an affiliate link to my Etsy listing. I didn't give her an affiliate link. She was just an Etsy affiliate separate from me. And she went on Etsy to find a pretty picture of a trendy product. And that's how she found me, through my keyword research that I had done previously. And she shared it. So if that hadn't happened, if I hadn't been on Etsy, if I just had my own e-commerce site, that would have never happened. So I'm very huge Etsy advocate for finished piece sellers. Well, any handmade business at all. Etsy advocate for sure. As of right now. That could change tomorrow. They could do something crazy. You never know. But as of this exact moment, Etsy advocate. And then module 5, we talk about social media, how to show up on social media, how to talk about your products without saying, hey, go buy my thing. Here's another thing. Look, I made my thing in pink. Go buy my thing. Because nobody's going to engage with that. And it's not going to build relationships. It's not going to lead to sales. And then in module 6, we do what I think is probably the most important thing you can do for your business. And that is build an email list. And I go through step by step of all the techie of how to actually get the software set up for you, and then how to get people on your list, and then how to serve them really well consistently through email marketing. So that's the 6 modules. Amazing. But finished sellers.
Here's the question. So we're talking about Etsy. Do they have to sell on Etsy to get value out of this course? What if they're doing markets? What if they're doing other things and they're not quite on Etsy yet? They're still on the fence about it. Are they still going to get value from this course?
So whenever I get asked questions like that, or I'm a pattern designer, is this a good course for me? I always give the same answer. Me, as a consumer, if I'm going to buy something, it needs to serve me 100%. If it doesn't serve me 100%, it's not worth my money, because there's somebody out there that does serve me 100%, and I will spend my money there. So if you are, now I would also like to encourage people, if you aren't fully against Etsy, like if you just are like unaware, I have an entire video that I share about, it's like 6 or 10 reasons why you should be on Etsy. So one of them is the affiliate program. One of them is they already have like 1 billion people shopping for what you sell right now. Another thing is like the organization purposes. Like if you're trying to build your business through Facebook Messenger, there is nothing harder than that. Like you are literally taking the hardest path possible right now. And it's going to get so much easier for you once you get an online space. But, and another thing about, because I do have a bonus module inside of Crochet Boss Academy called How to Have a Successful Market. And it's an entire bonus module just on going to markets, signage you should take, how to take credit cards, things, all that good stuff. And I teach my students to do markets without having an online shop to go with it is working harder, not smarter. Because every sale that you make at your market is most likely just a one-time thing, and that person will never engage with your content again. If you have an online store where they can, because they're going to come back and they're going to say, hey, my friend loves this thing. I want to buy one for my other friend. And it's either going to be 600 messages back and forth, like local pickup. What are we going to do? That's not streamlined. That's an unbelievable headache for you and the customer. She will go elsewhere, I promise. Or if you had an online space, you can say, absolutely, that's listed in my Etsy shop. Here's a link. If you don't want to have an Etsy shop, you can have your own, like a Shopify thing or whatever. But I truly believe if you do markets and you're trying to build a business, that's a different thing. If you're not trying to build a business and you're just trying to make back your yarn money or something, that's different. You can do markets and just make, like, that's no problem. But if you're trying to build a business, you need an online space. Even the brick and mortars I live in a very small town. Even the brick and mortars here have online shops. Like everybody is online anymore. If it's not easy, the customers will go elsewhere because everybody else is making it easy with things like Etsy. So, and I promote Etsy just because it's the easiest path for new shop owners to take. Building an Etsy shop is significantly easier and less overwhelming than building a Shopify shop. And I want my students to take the easiest path so they don't quit. I don't want anybody to, like, owning my business has changed my life and my family's life and my daughter. Like, it's been the biggest blessing in my life. And I want everybody to get to experience that, owning their businesses. So I give them the easiest path, which is not the only path. There's a bazillion paths you can take, but I try to give you the easiest path so you can find success faster and then be more likely to not quit. I don't want anybody to quit on their dreams. That makes me very sad. So
no, that's awesome. And so, okay, here's my next question for you. So you talked about how this course is for makers. It's not for designers. It's not learning how to design.
Or learning how to crochet. You mentioned that. It's very smart.
Yeah. One of the questions that I know people have asked or we've heard about is, when I sell product, do I have to design it myself? Is that something that you cover in the course as well?
I get asked that almost every live that I do. And I go live once a week on a Crochet Boss or a Crafty concept. I go live 4 times a week inside of Crochet Boss Academy. It's really, really hands-on. But I get asked this all the time. You can sell your finished pieces that you make from other people's designs if you have permission from the designer. Now, I've spoken to a lawyer, a craft lawyer, and it was at the Midwest Craft Con in 2018. And I have a friend who spoke to her lawyer, and they both told us 2 different things. Like, the law is it's malleable, right? Like, you can just so it really depends on who you ask. But legally, the way to cover yourself the most is to ask permission. If they say no, then don't. But if you are a business owner and you are looking for crochet patterns so you can make and sell these things in your shop, if they say no, then that's not the crochet pattern for you. Find another one. That's what I would recommend. I wouldn't recommend purchasing PDFs for things that I couldn't sell if I was a seller, because then how are you gonna stay organized? You're gonna make it harder, significantly harder. So just find designers who give permission freely, or if you ask them. You can also check in the copyright section of the PDF if you purchase the PDF, or on the website, find the copyright section. I would do that first. And if I can't find it anywhere, then I would just reach out to the designer directly and say, hey, am I allowed to sell the finished thing that I make from your pattern? All of my patterns you are encouraged. Please sell the finished thing you make from this pattern. I want your business to blow up and go viral and be known for whatever this pattern is as your finished piece thing. Please do that.
Yeah.
I'll have permission. I do request that they give credit to me as the designer, just so other crocheters can find me, but that's not going to mess up their sales or affect, because their ideal customer is not another crocheter. So it's not going to mess anything up. It's good.
Awesome. So then another question too that I was thinking about and we didn't quite address yet is, so we're talking about Etsy primarily through this course and selling through Etsy and kind of making that your biggest means. So when we're talking about selling through Etsy, we're talking about how to set up a listing, how to take photography. Are we talking about shipping? Are we talking about, the tax implementations and things like that? Like, how in depth are you getting with running of an Etsy business?
Good question. So it's not an Etsy course. It's a crochet business course, and Etsy is a piece of it, a big piece, 1/3 of it. So a big piece, but it's not a full-on Etsy course. There are other courses if you wanted to dive in deeper. Crochet Boss Academy will tell you all you need to know. There's always more. You can always learn more, but Crochet Boss Academy will be the easiest path to get you set up and going and successful. And I also tell my students, I'm not teaching you how to have a successful Etsy shop. I'm teaching you how to have a successful business that uses Etsy as a tool. That's 2 different things. I can set up a print-on-demand Etsy shop today. Don't make any social media, don't make an email list, nothing like that, and have a successful Etsy shop. No problem. But that's not what I'm teaching my students. I'm teaching them how to have a successful business, and we use Etsy as a tool. Now, I had a free YouTube 4-part series that I did it's like a prequel to Crochet Boss Academy, where it goes through the step-by-step of creating a shop and creating your first listing, like the techie, but they've changed everything. So it's all of that is no longer super helpful. So I need to redo all of that. I don't in Crochet Boss Academy, I don't say, and then we're going to click here, and then we're going to click here. But I do say, here's how to write a good title. Here's how to write a good description. We spend a lot of time with keyword research. I go in detail about pictures, how to take good ones, types of pictures you need in all of your Etsy listings, no matter what it is that you're selling, how to add videos, all of those things. So if you could think anything marketing-wise, marketing, showing up in search results, getting clicks, getting follow through, that is covered in Crochet Boss Academy. As far as taxes go, absolutely not. We don't do that at all. I recommend getting a CPA in your area, one that's used to working with entrepreneurs. Perfect. Paying them is a tax write-off. Yes. You're going to need those. Yes. So I've been paying for my CPA since probably 2012. Like that was the first thing that I did. I also will say that Etsy, it's another benefit of being on Etsy versus Shopify. Etsy will collect and remit sales tax on your behalf to all of the states and all of the different countries with all of their very specific tax, percentages. Right, Shopify will not. You will be responsible to do that on your own.
Yeah, who wants to do that?
They'll collect it for you and present it in a fairly organized way, but then you have to go, what if your shop blew up and you sold things all over the world? It could happen at any moment. Like your shop can blow up at any moment. And then you've got sales tax from every single little country on the planet. No, thank you. Etsy will do it for me. I don't have to. Every business decision I make, like when I'm investing in my business or software, or if they don't remit sales tax on my behalf, I find somebody else.
Yeah.
I built Crochet Boss Academy on a company that does remit sales tax on my behalf. There were other ones that I turned down because they did. I don't want to do that.
No.
So that's a huge, you still have to do like income tax and things like that, but sales tax is a big one, and Etsy will do that for you. They'll also send you a 1099 at the end of the year that you give to your CPA.
Nice.
If you have to make a certain amount, like a threshold. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But then they had that $600 thing that happened a couple years ago. So that's probably the amount now. It's probably $600.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but
I bet if you make $600 or more, they'll send it to you, and then you just give it to your CPA. Or if you're doing your own taxes, you just type in the numbers that it tells you.
Right.
So it does make it a little. But no, I don't teach business licensing, copywriting, trademark, taxes, nothing legal, because I am not a lawyer, and that would not be the best use of your money to pay me to give you legal things. You would not like that. So I don't do it, but it's marketing, all things marketing, sales, getting creative, brainstorming, like all that. That's my jam.
Awesome. So since this has been running for a couple of years now, how many students have you had come through the door through the course so far?
Before this year, we were at 625.
Wow.
Since 2020. Awesome. It's changed. Yeah. It's changed a lot. When it launched in 2020, it was a membership experience. And so it was like a monthly payment thing. And then I very quickly realized that is not the business plan for me. Yeah. I'm not a membership gal. I'm a course gal for sure. Yeah. And then I changed it. It was built on a different platform too for a little bit. And then I switched it over to Teachable. 10 out of 10 recommend if you guys ever need to build courses. And I think maybe like 2 or 3 years it's been on Teachable.
Okay.
Maybe just 2. This might be the 3rd year, but yeah.
So then is there a cap on the number of students that you're allowing in this time, and how close are you to that cap if there is one?
No cap. It is the only thing that is kind of closed off. So 625 students that I have currently are my alumni. Once you're into Crochet Boss Academy, you have Crochet Boss Academy forever. Any updates or additions that I make, you also get. Any new resources that I make, you also get forever. You never have to pay again. You are my person, and I will take care of you for the life of Crochet Boss Academy. Even if I quit Crochet Boss Academy, which I'm not doing, but even if I did, Teachable will still keep my course live. Like I don't have to keep paying them. Even if I quit everything, they will still get access to their course forever. That was another reason why I chose Teachable. But when a new class comes in, and this is the last year I'm doing it, I create a Facebook group that is class of 2024. So this will just be the group of people who purchased this year, and a very small amount of Crochet Boss Academy alumni who purchased access to the Facebook group only. They
Got it.
didn't have to buy Crochet Boss Academy again. It's a
Got
small fee just to enter the Facebook group again because they find so much value in going through the content as a community. They want to do it
Right.
again. They want a refresher. And I have multiple alumni that sign up. This is the second year that I've offered it. And they are always like, yes, let's do it again. They love it. The content is exactly the same. The Facebook
Right.
post scheduling is exactly the same. But going through it with a whole new group of personalities is
Right.
extremely
Makes a
beneficial.
difference.
It's
Yep.
very, very, very helpful. And this is probably the last year I will be doing it.
Yeah.
Probably gonna make a bunch of business model changes for next year.
Yeah.
But so far it is extremely small too. Significantly less people this year have signed up. Last year, I'm not trying to like embarrass myself. It's really not a big deal because I go where I'm needed. And if I'm not needed in this space anymore, you know what I mean? So it's a learning experience. It's fine. But the good news is the few people who have signed up are going to get unbelievable like one-on-one time basically because last year was 198 students and this year I'm at like 15. So significantly very, very tight knit. Like I'll probably get to send all of them like a Christmas card because it's so small. Like I'll be able to do things that I couldn't do with a 200 person group. So I'm really actually kind of looking forward to it. I could probably do, I don't know what I'll end up doing, but I have some freedom with the small group. So it's definitely going to be a really good like last go for the Facebook group community with the new class of students.
Awesome. So we talked about the fact that doors close on the 31st, which is Friday. So they need to go sign up. So we did put a link in for the Crochet Boss Academy. So you can go check that out. You'll find more information, sign up. If you have questions, go ahead and message Ashley. Do we want to cover what the cost is here of the course?
Sure.
Is there kind of a payment plan or kind of how does that work? Just so people know.
It is. So every year the price goes up. I never do a sale ever, and I never give coupon codes ever. I find it a little like spitting in the face of the people who paid full price. So I just don't ever do it. It's $390 this year. Last year it was $365. There is a payment plan where you can split it into 2 payments of $195. So it's exactly the same $390. It's not more expensive just because you need to split it into 2. It's literally $390 divided by 2. And so we have the $195 twice or the $390 once. I do offer a bonus if they pay in full. The pay in full bonus. I believe I got a ton of bonuses, so I don't want to choose the wrong one, but it's a good one. And it's on the website.
Go check out the website.
Go check it out.
Amazing. So is there any other opportunity for people to maybe test out kind of what the courses are going to be like, what learning from you is going to be like, or is the best thing really for them to just jump in, start the course, get into that Facebook group, and start chatting with other people? Because I think that's probably one of the biggest values too, is having all these different people with different experiences being able to come to the table and ask questions, and it'll open your eyes to things you weren't thinking about.
It's really invaluable, the Facebook group. And I go live 4 times a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, for 6 weeks. We do this whole thing for 6 weeks together. And they're extremely intentional, where week 1, we just go over module 1 questions. So it's very streamlined. We're not talking about building an email list when we're trying to figure out who our ideal customer is. But I go live every week publicly for what I call Ask Ashley, and it's on YouTube, and they can ask me their crochet business questions, and it's a Q&A time, and I do it every week. So I would 10 out of 10 recommend for new folks to go watch some Ask Ashleys and see if they like my teaching style, because it is very unique. It is not, you can't, I don't know how to say it, but it's very unique. I have ADHD. Maybe that's why. I don't know. But it's different than what a lot of people would be used to with business educators specifically. And I don't want anybody inside of Crochet Boss Academy that does not want to be there that isn't served really, really well. I don't want you to like try to put up with my education style so you can be in, you know what I mean? Like if you don't like my teaching, then Crochet Boss Academy is not the course for you, but that's fine because there's a ton of other ones you can join, and that maybe their teaching style is better for your learning style. Like I want you to go to the one where you learn best. That's how I would spend my money as a consumer. I wouldn't want to spend so that's what I teach my people. But Ask Ashley will definitely give you some insight, because that's exactly how the weekly lives will go, is the way Ask Ashley goes. So that if you, and you can watch them, you can speed up YouTube videos. So you can watch it on like 2 times speed. If you did, I'm a little bit of a fast talker. So you might have to be a really quick listener to listen to it at that fast. But if you don't want to like go through 30-minute sessions, you can speed it up a little bit. Also, we put chapters so they can jump to the question. Like if they want to scroll through the description, they can see the different questions that were asked and at what time. And then they can just jump straight there and see how I would answer specific questions.
Perfect. Okay, so we do have a couple. Oh, go ahead.
I have a freebie for people watching today.
Yes, that's right.
It's not related to Crochet Boss Academy, but I create freebies all the time. I can't not. So I wanted to create a freebie specifically for my WeCrochet fans hanging out. And I have a Dishy cotton yarn color chart that you can use in your Etsy listings, or you can print them off and take them to your markets so your customers can see the different color options that you have. I have 4 color palettes that I put together for you guys. I have like a summer one, a pastels one, a traditional, and then like a boho. Those are all included. And the thing itself is a Canva template. So you can mix and match or add your own pictures. And you can get that at acraftyconcept.com/dishy.
Nice.
And that's a freebie that you can sign up for just for hanging out today.
Awesome. Thank you. That's wonderful. We do have a couple questions coming in that I just want to make sure we quick get through before we finish here. A reminder, there is a deadline for enrolling, which is the 31st. So that's a Friday. Does the course actually start on Monday then? Or when is the official beginning of your 6 weeks?
Saturday, June 1st.
Saturday. Okay.
And that was a suggestion from one of my previous groups. They asked if we could drop modules on the weekend, because some of them are weekend warriors and they go through the entire module Saturday and Sunday. And so if we dropped it on a Monday, they spent the entire week not being able to engage in the Facebook group as well because they haven't read it yet. So that was a suggestion that I took and we implemented immediately. So modules drop on Saturday mornings.
Nice. Perfect. Also, there's a question here about payment. So because the doors close on the 31st, if they're going with that split payment, how does that work? Is there a specific timing for when that second payment has to be done? I assume the first payment has to be done when you sign up.
It will be the same time next month. I think it's like 30 days or something in between them. So if you signed up today on May 29th, the second payment would be June 29th.
Perfect.
We're really close.
And just to confirm, somebody is asking where they can go follow the Ask Ashley. That was on your YouTube channel. Is it still called A Crafty Concept? It's all the same. Okay, perfect. So go
A Crafty Concept is my business. Yeah, A Crafty Concept is my business. Crochet Boss Academy is the course under the A Crafty Concept umbrella.
Perfect. So you can go ahead and you can find all of the Ask Ashleys there over on her YouTube channel and rewatch. There is this
live tab.
Okay.
Go to YouTube,
make sure
click live. Yeah. Perfect. And then you'll see all of them there.
And there's one last question / comment about closed captioning. So sometimes it's hard for them listening, so they like to read along. Is there closed captioning in the course? I know like on YouTube, you can turn it on and off. Do you have that availability in Teachable that you know of?
Most of the courses are text. Now there are a few video workshops, and I think you can choose to turn on closed captioning on your own. I'm actually hard of hearing in this ear, so I try to always have, like when I'm posting on Instagram stories or something, I try to always turn on the captions unless for some reason I am completely scatterbrained and I just forget. But I too enjoy them as someone that's hard of hearing. So I'm not 100% sure that the videos, but I think that they have the option to turn them on. I'm pretty sure the videos, some of them I think are actually hosted on YouTube, but they're embedded in the course, so they get the YouTube experience, which does allow.
We should be able to turn it on then.
Yeah, but if not, if you get inside and you're not able to, we'll fix it.
Okay.
There's so many like generators and stuff now. It should be a simple fix.
Awesome.
Great question. It's the first time I've been asked that question.
Yeah. All right. I think that's all the questions. Thank you
Yay.
so much for joining. Just a couple reminders. You have until the 31st to sign up and enroll. There's 2 payment options. You can pay in full or you can do a split payment. Courses are launched on June 1st, which is this coming Saturday. And then you're going to get 4 days for 6 weeks in the special Facebook group to be able to chat with Ashley and be able to chat with other people in the group. So it's just such a great value. Also, we want to say, don't forget to go to craftyconcept.com/dishy to go ahead and grab your freebie. Yeah, so that's awesome. And don't forget, I know there's a comment here about wishing you had known about it sooner. Make sure to sign up for Ashley's email newsletter because that's where you'll find out what's going on, any changes that are coming up, if it launches again, and how that's all working out. So thank you so much.
It'll still be available. It just won't be available like this.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Perfect. Thank
Okay.
you so much for joining us and sharing about this. I hope everybody can make all their dreams come true here, start their new business as a maker. And we can't wait to see what everybody is making and doing. So thank you so much. Have a great rest of your week.
You too. Thanks. Have a good day.
Bye, everyone.